I can look at it and say her mic work has become very one dimensional. Like she comes out here and she tried to get a hat over 2 times, right? You guys like the hat? The hat stays. I don't love what this build has been.
You like the hat?
Devin, you all right?
You like the hat? You like hats?
I do.
They call me
You
the
guys are
hat
stupid.
because I'm head and shoulders above everybody.
Listen, I'm trying to make a good point here.
I'm going justice around your neck. And
I'm the
choke
hat of
you
the
out.
industry. I'm the hat of the industry. No cap. No cap.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in to episode number 9 of the Tag Me In podcast. 9, one away from double digits. I am Zach. I'm going to be steering the ship this week. We're going to see how this goes. Switching things up a little bit, get the vibes right. I am not alone. I am here with Devin. Devin, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. Feel like crap, but going to push through tonight. I'm going to push through because this is rough for now.
And that's what Tag Me In is all about. When you really break it down, it's all about perseverance and strength, you know? I'm also here with Eli. What's going on, Eli? How are you? Big Red.
I'm not feeling like crap, and I feel great, and I feel like today's going to be a really good episode.
Y'all me, man. I'm here. I'm here, okay? Like, you might hear some sniffles and some coughing, but guess what? I'm here. I don't take days off.
I will say, a couple weeks ago, it hit me. Starting a podcast in the heart of allergy season wasn't the brightest idea. That was a pretty bold move on our part.
We got some balls, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, we're here for it, though. We're here for it. It's about the grind. It's about the grind, and that's why I love you boys.
I love
you too.
Oh, thank you, man.
So sweet. He's so sweet.
We got an exciting episode today. We are going to be diving into a little bit about what's been happening backstage on camera with our guy, Bron Breaker. We got King and Queen of the Ring predictions and any possible surprises, rumors going on with that. So I'm excited to jump in. But as we know, every week we start with the icebreaker. And not only am I hosting this week, but I also had the pleasure of coming up with the icebreaker question. So I got the inspiration from Devin because on June 10th, I believe, which is my son's birthday. Shout out to Blake.
Shout out to
The
Blake.
big
Shout out to Blake.
Uno. The big
Big
one.
one.
That's one.
The big one. Devin is going to be going to Monday Night Raw in Toledo, Ohio. Feel free to come up and bombard him with questions and, say hello. Ask him how he's been.
I'm going to have the TMI poster so you'll know where I'm at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brighton, right front stage, so everybody on TV can see it.
Oh, yeah, hard cam.
Hard cam side. So with Devin going to Monday Night Raw, we didn't really have a lot of money growing up in my household, so I never really got to make it to any WWE shows. I have always imagined what would it be like if I were at the arena or the stadium or wherever they are and I heard this music hit, right? My question for you two today is, if you were at a WWE show, what music would make you pop the loudest? What music would you like to hear the most? What would get you out of your seat the fastest? I'm going to start off here because there was one name that came to mind. Immediately, as soon as I came up with this question, my mind went straight to The Undertaker. If I were in an arena and I got to hear the gong in person, I would just lose my mind. Whether it's when I was younger and I first got into wrestling or even if it were today. Like, imagine if you were at WrestleMania 40 and all that's going down during the Cody match and you just hear the gong. Nothing would get me out of my seat faster than listening to Undertaker's music hit while I was in the building. I think that would be the most electric thing of all time.
Hey, man, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm actually gonna pass it off to Eli. Eli, give me your answer here, and we'll let the guy that's going to the show give his answer last.
So I've only been to one show in my life, and it was a Raw. So I'm gonna give like a little two-part answer. One that got me out of my seat when I was like 8 or something, and then one that was getting me out of my seat today. So when I was 8, I went to a Monday Night Raw, and the most memorable part of that show was seeing Jeff Hardy. Just as soon as that you just hear dun, 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 I'm like, oh my god! Like I'm sitting there, got the Hardy Boys necklace on. I was like, yeah, that's my dog. I think it was like IC champion too at that point. So I was like, oh
yeah. You know he was doing that dance. Like,
oh yeah, no, he came out just like, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, he's getting it.
He used to have super sick pyro too. Jeff Hardy's pyro,
he did.
I think underrated.
I think it's
super underrated. And if I were to go today, like if I happen to go to the Toledo one as well, if I was lucky enough to do that, Cody Rhodes would probably be the one that I'd pop for.
Oh yeah.
Just here in Kingdom would be amazing.
Devin, before you give your answer, I'm going to jump in here. So I've never been to a televised show. I did go to a house show in November. And it was I got to hear Kingdom in person, and even that was a small crowd, right? Like house shows aren't typically like super big crowds or anything like that, but to hear an entire place just singing somebody's theme is so cool, and to do the whoa in person was awesome. So Cody Rhodes' entrance would be absolutely electric. He definitely got the biggest pop of the night that night for sure.
Oh, dude. Cody Rhodes, man. I am a little jealous because my fiance got the tickets for us, and that's when Cody I think was still technically on Raw. So when I learned he was going to SmackDown, heartbroken. I was like, damn, I don't get to do the whoa. And then Seth Rollins is hurt, so I'm like, I can't sing the damn song. So it's not my answer, but when I'm at the show, I'm getting my phone out, putting the Fireflies. I'm sorry. I'm going to put it out. I'm going to do the yeet the whole time. I'm going to let my fiance Kayla, like, come on, do it. Like, oh, man, I'm sorry for that. But if I had to think about, like, a wrestler, like, a cool theme song where I'd be jumping up to, it would probably be Chris Jericho's.
Oh. That would be a good one.
Oh, dude, it's like the countdown. And then the
yeah, you know I gotcha. And you're like, oh yeah.
And then he's doing
that's somebody else. Jericho is also somebody who used to have super sick pyro, and I'm just now realizing, like, what happened to entrance pyro? Why is that not really a thing anymore?
Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are the best.
A little bit. There's only like a handful of wrestlers who get entrance pyro. Like Cody obviously has a huge pyro show with his entrance, and Bobby Lashley comes to mind, who currently has pyro, but it used to be like mid-carders used to have like the sickest pyro. Why is that not a thing anymore?
Dude, y'all remember in like SmackDown vs. Raw, you had your greatest superstar, and like every little like touch you hit the ground, firework, and then your left foot, firework. Like I literally every step to the ring, I had some fireworks. I thought I was the shit. I was like, yeah, firework here, firework there.
Main event Dev.
No, the Jey Uso entrance. To think of a modern day one, that would definitely, like, if I were to see that in person, that would be, especially now with the Fireflies coming out and like the extra layers that they keep adding to it. That entrance would be electric. Speaking of Jey Uso, real quick before we move on, did you? I forget who said it it was on Twitter, but I saw somebody call him the Yeeter of Worlds. Now that he has the Fireflies in his entrance, the Yeeter of Worlds might be my favorite nickname of all time.
Oh my gosh,
that is such a cool name.
The Yeeters of the World.
The Yeeter of Worlds.
Oh man.
Also, Devin, real quick, you will probably also get to hear Judgment Day's theme, so I'm jealous of you for that.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Even though people are so annoyed by it because they always are on Raw interrupting stuff, but I would still get hyped for that.
Oh,
especially with some championship gold on them now.
I'll give me all excited. I'm like a little kid right now.
Speaking of Monday Night Raw, you know who else you might see on Monday Night Raw? Our guy, Bron Breaker. This man.
I'm gonna stay away from him. I'm scared.
This man
no.
He is on an absolute tear right now. So ever since his call up a couple months ago, he's just been absolutely destroying jobbers, going out there, doing squash matches, just showing his dominance. And I've never been a big fan of squash matches, right? Especially for like a new roster member. Like, I understand what they're trying to do, trying to build him to be like this menacing monster, just not to be messed with type of guy. And they're doing a good job of it. But I wasn't like a fan of the process of getting there until this most recent episode of Monday Night Raw. So he had his typical squash match where he just absolutely destroys the guy. I don't even remember his name. That's very rude of me. But he just squashes him. Squash match, right? Done in 30 seconds. But it didn't stop there. So he is standing there and wondering, like, what gives him the right to be in the ring with me? So he just goes on. He's about to leave, and then he just spears him again. Just breaks him in half, right? This poor guy rolls out of the ring. Bron Breaker goes out of the ring. And I swear to you, at 30 miles an hour, Bron Breaker runs around the ring and spears him again. Just breaks this man in half. Bron Breaker, this is a topic or a discussion for another day, but Bron Breaker's probably got like the best spear of all time. It just looks so intense every time.
It's up there.
It's crazy.
It's
He's
definitely
so
crazy.
fast.
And the cherry on
dude.
top for that entire segment was when he put the guy's head on the stairs. I was like, oh no, grabs the chair. I'm like, no, please don't do it, Bron. Just fuck it. Bam! I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
It was
like, that's how you
insane.
look that's how you make someone look menacing right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He killed him.
That was,
think the
I saw
man
a murder
is dead.
on live television.
I don't know why we're
Yeah, it
saying
was
we need to go to the
insane.
hospital. Bruh, he just took
No, take him to
a
the
head on
morgue.
the
He's
steel
done.
steps with a steel chair. He is dead.
He's
Or
done.
maybe in a vegetarian state. Like, he's done.
Yeah. Just immediately, as soon as I saw the head going, I was like, no, not again. Please don't do that again. Grabs the chair. No, Bron, he didn't do nothing wrong. He just came out for his match.
He's here doing his
No,
job.
Bron,
He's
no.
doing his job.
That man has a family, damn it.
He's dead.
Zach's
killed
boy, Pat McAfee, was like talking about how Adam Pearce, like, he's a stooge for not putting him in
Bald
the
stooge. No,
like,
so
Pat, man.
the segment continued into backstage. So they loaded this guy up into the ambulance, and Adam Pearce sent the ambulance off. And when he turns around, Bron Breaker's standing there, and he was like, "What the hell? Like, what's that all about?" And this man's reasoning behind all of this anger is because he wasn't in the King of the Ring tournament. So, like, I know you can't really bring logic into the world of professional wrestling. I get it, but you gotta have a better, like, motivation to be doing something so vicious to this guy that did not deserve it.
It
You were just
reminds
told-
me so much of the anger issue thing that Randy Orton did back in the day.
Oh, like he had like
it
that
it
mental
gives me
thing.
a lot of vibes of that. Yeah, where he's just straight up like, oh, I just snap sometimes. Like, I feel like they're kind of going towards that where he's like, it pissed me off. I'm just, you, what? No! He just whoop his ass.
So,
Like, people are catching strays
Oh
left
my
and right.
gosh.
It's going to happen.
Devin, I have a question for you about this
Okay.
whole Bron Breaker situation. Do you think, like, who do you think this is leading up to? Like, who is going to be the first person to actually give Bron Breaker, like, a test and humble him in a way, I guess? I don't see Bron Breaker losing his first feud necessarily, but somebody
Yeah.
who can actually give him a run for his money.
Man, there's so many guys in that roster. Like, I'm trying to think because like what first came to my head was Ilya.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that pretty good. Jey Uso,
Yeah.
that'd be a good one. Right now, Braun Strowman's in a feud with the Judgment Day, looks like, and also with the whole Y6. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think that'd be a good one right there. You know, I'm gonna go with Ilya because or Ricochet. No, Ricochet would get manhandled.
Well-
love Ricochet.
He
I mean,
can
who
be
knows?
competitive.
Who knows?
He got that was who
Dude.
got another stray shot
Yeah,
from
that's what I'm
from
saying,
Bron Breaker
like,
was poor Ricochet.
Oh, dude, he got speared. Like, I was like,
Out of
oh,
his boots.
Yeah.
my
it's
dad got
crazy.
hit, guys.
Yeah, so no, the reason I ask is because, like, that Monday Night Raw roster is pretty stacked, and Bron Breaker's just going through, like, there's nobody that can step up to him, and when I brought up this question, I was actually thinking about Sheamus.
That's a good one too.
Sheamus was eliminated from the King of the Ring tournament. I feel like an old veteran that's been around the block a long time can kind of, bring Bron Breaker to a good feud and kind of introduce him to the wider audience of the WWE. Like, I think we all kind of have a pretty good idea of who Bron Breaker is, especially with the way he's being built. But I think that a good introduction to the main roster and his first full-on feud that we can actually sink our teeth into would be a Sheamus feud. I think that would be a good measuring stick for where Bron Breaker is. Eli, do you have anything to add? Like anybody that came to mind when we were talking about it?
Actually, Bron Breaker gets involved in my predictions, so I'm going to reserve my opinion until we get to that point.
Okay. Well, speaking of predictions, we are going to jump into it. King and Queen of the Ring is this upcoming Saturday. As of this recording, this upcoming Saturday will be the King and Queen of the Ring event from Saudi Arabia. As you all know, we have our PLE competition that we've been keeping up to get up to date with, where we all predict the records, predict the outcomes of the matches. We keep track of it all. And the winner at the end of the 1 year mark will get a custom championship belt stating that Zach Birkenstock is better than the other two on this show.
Why would I get that belt?
Well, you won't because you're not going to win.
Sense. Make it make sense.
You're not going to get that belt because you're not going to win because I'm going to finish with the best record.
Okay.
This guy.
You two.
Speaking of
best record. I love that you have hopes and dreams. So I really admire that, and I won't crush it.
Speaking of best record, Devin, you've been keeping
savage.
You've been keeping track of the records. Would you care to update the people on the standings of not only how we did at the last show, but what we are at overall?
Of course. So as of right now, me and Zach are tied at 16-2, and Big Red is my boy's in last place right now. He has a 14-4 record, but he did come back from the Backlash PLE, so there you go. You get a little golf clap.
What was the record?
Good job. Good job, Eli.
What was the records for the last PLE? What were the?
I don't know.
One more time. I didn't hear you.
Okay, don't do this.
One more time. No, I didn't hear you.
That was so last month.
I didn't hear you. What was it?
Oh my gosh, you went 5-0.
Good job, Eli.
Gosh.
5-0.
He goes 5-0 win team. Oh,
what a hero.
Oh my gosh, he's still in last place. Oh. If this was to end today, me and Zach would be sharing that title. Just saying.
It doesn't. It's a good point.
I'm just saying.
Last time I checked, there's still plenty of months. Plenty of PLEs.
Not for you. You have one more chance.
I mean, if I go perfect again. Okay.
Listen, this will all be settled. This will all be settled next year's WrestleMania. All right, we can hash it all out there.
Let's go.
King and Queen of the Ring in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, this upcoming Saturday. Before we dive in, as an American Eastern Standard Time citizen, I don't appreciate the 1 o'clock starts on these PLEs. Okay,
not one bit.
I have a job that makes me work on the weekends. All right, so I don't love it. Knock it off. But also, I appreciate the international crowds because they are so much better than the United States crowds. That's just my 2 cents about it.
I agree on that.
I appreciate taking the show international, and I understand why they do it. But from a very selfish standpoint, knock it off.
Knock it off up there in Connecticut, man. Stop it.
Seriously. All right, let's dive into it. So, we are going to talk about the women's Queen of the Ring final. That's going to be the first match we talk about. As of this recording, Monday Night Raw was last night. So as of right now, we know that Lyra Valkyria is one half of that match. She will either be facing Nia Jax or Bianca Belair. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a scenario where Nia Jax wins. We're going to talk about a scenario where Bianca Belair wins. And we will choose a winner from the 3 of those women. So the first match that we're going to talk about, hypothetical match I should say, would be Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax. In this hypothetical match, Eli, what do you see happening in this match if these were the two that were to match up?
I would say Nia Jax would win, whether if it was cheating or not. I think she would win and then continue that feud with either Bianca, Jade, or both, depending on how SmackDown goes. But or sorry, Raw. Is it Raw or SmackDown? No, it's SmackDown.
They're on
It's
SmackDown.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
SmackDown. Yep.
Depending on how it goes. But I feel like she would kind of like cheat her way to win and then just like rub it in everyone's face, like, oh yeah, I'm queen of the ring, because she's doing the best heel work of her entire career right now. Like when she was facing Jade Cargill and Jade's like trying to comfort her daughter and she just fucking yanks her and is like, your mom's a loser. I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
When
Like,
they bring kids into this,
oh,
it's
God.
kind of savage.
I
yeah,
know,
but just her doing that, and then like also I forgot who she was facing, but they're getting ready to counter out, and she was just sitting there fucking dancing, being like 2, 3, just like she's doing some of the best character work she's done ever, really.
I completely agree. I think she's the best heel in the women's division right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
just
I feel like they're
her,
going to keep that train rolling if she wins.
her
it would
character
be-
work it's been phenomenal ever since her return.
Yeah,
Just as a side tangent here, Nia Jax has been so good ever since she came back. I remember when she made her return, everybody in the internet wrestling community was very against it because of her past with being unsafe and all the people that she injured and whatnot. But she's been great ever since she came back. Not just from a character standpoint, but her in-ring has been great, and we haven't seen any reports of any injuries or anything like that to whoever she's facing. Just Nia Jax has been putting in work, and she's been doing a really good job. But to transition from Nia Jax, Devin, in a scenario where it ends up being Lyra Valkyria versus Bianca Belair, how do you think that match would go?
Oh man, man, that's a tough one because I want to say it's gonna be Lyra, but my thing is they've been pushing Bianca a lot.
A lot.
So like I'm like on that, dude. I might have to take a risk here and say they're gonna go for Lyra and give her that push because Bianca's already got the tag team titles. She's already got pushed enough, and I love Bianca. She's one of my favorite women wrestlers on the main roster right now. She's killing it. It's just I think it's time for kind of like pass the torch, and it'd be so cool to see Lyra get that big push, especially just getting onto the main roster. What, 2 weeks ago, something like that, like whenever the draft was. And if you haven't seen her in NXT, she's really good actually. I remember the first time I saw her, she went against Rhea Ripley, and she was phenomenal, and she defeated her too. So that it just shows how much trust they have in her. And she beat Dakota, Zoe, and Io. Like 3 female wrestlers who are very talented on the main roster right now. So if she's able to beat Bianca, I can see that. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Lyra for this match.
So
I agree.
I was going to dive into the Lyra Valkyria journey to get here. So she was originally supposed to face Asuka, if you remember. So
Yep.
Asuka got hurt, was replaced by Dakota Kai, and she ended up defeating Dakota Kai, which I thought personally that they were going to have Dakota Kai win that match because I thought it would be a good debut, put her in the ring with a good worker, somebody that the WWE trusts. But to my surprise, they had Lyra Valkyria move on. She ended up facing Zoe Stark in the second round, defeated her, and then in the final, the match that, again, as of this recording, happened last night, that match was amazing. Those ladies cooked. They did. That match was so good, and the fact that Io Sky did not win that actually surprised me a lot. I thought that she was going to lose to Dakota Kai, but there was no way I thought that she was going to beat Io Sky because just a month ago, Io Sky was the women's champion, the WWE women's champion. So to have Lyra Valkyria pinning the woman who was champion a month ago was very surprising, and I'm here for it. Lyra Valkyria, like you said, Devin, Lyra is a fantastic worker. She is so good in ring. You got to remember, she beat Becky Lynch to
Yep.
win the NXT Women's Championship before her call up to the main roster. So
Which was also a smart choice to
yeah,
give her the belt. Yeah.
absolutely. So Lyra is here. Like she's here to solidify her spot, and I think that I'm here for it because she keeps winning and they keep putting her in these prolific positions, and she's got the backing of one of the all-time greats in Becky Lynch. They had multiple backstage segments last week on this past episode of Raw. So like you got Becky Lynch in your corner. You have already defeated Io Sky, who was champion a month ago. You defeated Becky Lynch to win your championship in NXT. Like Lyra Valkyria is here to stay. With all that being said, out of these three women, I do think that Nia Jax is going to end up being Queen of the Ring here. I think that if she ends up beating Bianca Belair, I think that she'll win that match through some underhanded tactics or whatnot, but I think that Nia Jax is going to overpower Lyra Valkyria if they do end up meeting. So out of these three women, I'm going to go with Nia Jax to win Queen of the Ring. What was your guys' official picks? Did you guys make your official picks yet?
Not yet, but I'm going to.
Oh,
Okay, I'm so sorry. I thought you might have. We'll go with Eli first. Eli,
Yep.
who are you picking out of these three?
My official pick is going to be Nia Jax because I think it'd just be a very good call, especially with how much she's improved. Like I think she's definitely earned that, and it would be kind of like almost like a heartbreaking thing to see Lyra get so close, but then just gets taken away. And like I think the story would be a lot better, and the road that she gets there would be interesting too. Because I personally think that possibly either like some underhand tactic with like cheating to win, or like in the backstage, like before her match with Bianca, she would be like, oh, like pretty much like make fun of Jade Cargill some more, and then Jade comes out and like fucking hits her with the chair or something again. DQ, she moves on, and then of course that starts to kind of get the ball rolling with Bianca versus Jade. But like she could say something fucked up, like, "Oh, I'm gonna make sure your daughter sees you in the hospital," or something like something really, really messed up. And Jade's like, "Oh yeah, bitch." Bam! It's just like
Again,
and it like gets her DQ'd. And it's like, oh my god, I'm
gosh.
so sorry, I didn't mean to get you DQ'd. So it still protects Bianca as well. It protects both of them. But it'd be such like a smarky way to be like, you got through half of the Queen of the Ring tournament by fucking disqualification, and now you win it.
it's such
That's
a
good heel move. That's a heel
Such a
move,
good heel
but it's a good heel move at the same time.
Absolutely. All right, Devin, what are we thinking here? What's your official pick on this one?
So yeah, this one was like very difficult because like I do see, like I can see Lara winning, but it's like I said, like Nia's been doing great with her heel work, and if you also look back at it, like she's been close a couple times. When like she lost to Rhea in Australia, Elimination Chamber. She was also in that Fatal 5-Way. I think it was Night of Champions, I believe.
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Thank you. So like she's been close and she's been building up. Like as Zach said, like a lot of people were upset with her returning. I was very upset. I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman's gonna like do the same thing. But like honestly, like I seen a lot of improvement in her in ring. She's actually grown on me with her mic work. No more, squash. Like that was, oh my gosh,
So bad.
I might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Nia Jax, man. I think it'd be a great time to get her a big push, and maybe she will, maybe get a big push to get that belt around her waist. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Nia Jax.
I like the pick. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect all of us to be on Nia Jax there. When I decided that I was picking Nia Jax, I thought I was going to be alone. I really did. I don't hate it though. I think that rewarding her for all of her good heel work is probably a good call. So
Oh yeah,
I'm not upset about that at all. All right. So from the Queen of the Ring over to the King of the Ring. We, again, as of this recording, we do not know who the finalist from the Friday Night SmackDown side was going to be. So we do know that Gunther is in the match for sure, in the final. He will be either facing Tama Tonga or he will be facing Randy Orton. Gunther's journey here, he went through Sheamus in round 1, beat Kofi Kingston in round number 2, and he just defeated Jey Uso last night. As of this recording, last night. Sorry. In a scenario where it's Gunther versus Tama Tonga, Devin, what potential storylines could you see coming out of that one? Because I'm having a hard time connecting any dots there. I genuinely don't know where Gunther interacts with the bloodline. I'm not seeing much out of that.
Me either. I don't see it. I don't see Tama really in the finals. It just, to me, it doesn't make sense. Like, I like what they're doing because since he's a brand new wrestler he's on the main roster and everything. They're just getting, like I said, gotta get pushes with a lot of people. Just see how they're doing because a lot of people didn't really see Tama Tonga wrestle because he was in New Japan. Mm-hmm. So now they're getting like 3 straight weeks, 4 straight weeks technically because of the PLE. But we're now seeing a little bit of Tama, and we're kind of okay. Real quick. I know we're gonna get off track here, but that man what was he doing backstage,
dude? That was the craziest thing. And did you see Drew McIntyre's tweet about that? He said, I thought we agreed to not feed him after 8 p.m. It was so funny. Drew McIntyre wins Twitter again. That
did it again.
Undefeated on Twitter.
Buddy was tweaking out.
Dude, he sounded like he sounded like the kid from the Wild Thornberrys. The one who just can't speak. He's just
No, someone said he was that character from the Looney Tunes. Come on, that kind of goes crazy.
Tasmanian Devil.
Yes.
Yes. I was like, yo, the internet got
chill. Wild. That was wild.
Who told him hey, listen, go in there, just make the craziest noises you can make. Speak, boy.
So I was intimidated. I was weirded
sorry.
out.
I just have to say that.
You're good. With
the
the Gunther potential Tama Tonga matchup, I think that they might be going for we're in a new era of the bloodline, right? So they're building up Solo Sikoa as this de facto leader, and they're trying to push over Tonga as the new enforcer and the one who's very unpredictable. And I was honestly surprised that Tama Tonga was even in the tournament to begin with. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he's made it to the semifinals and he's going against Randy Orton, that's pretty surprising to me. I think that it would be a good match. From what I've seen in ring, I think that Tama Tonga can hang with Gunther,
oh yeah.
So I think that he'd be able to put on a pretty good match. But first, he's going to have to get through Randy Orton. So, in a scenario where we get Gunther versus Randy Orton, which, in my opinion, low-key kind of a dream match. This match would be fantastic. Again, kind of tough to connect the dots, but I guess when they're on 2 different brands, it is what it is. Eli, how would you see a Gunther versus Randy Orton match shaping out?
That would be very, very, very interesting. And since you gave me the floor with this is where my Bron Breaker things comes in.
Let's go. That was not planned. It was way to go, boys.
Way to go, boys.
Because I feel like I guess this is an early, my official prediction since we're here. I think Randy would win it all. Because Bron Breaker costs Gunther the match, and then it goes in the feud, Bron Breaker and Gunther.
Okay. I don't hate that at all.
That would be very, very interesting. It'd be a good first, a welcome to the main roster feud. How else are you going to do it? To be this guy's literally a breaker of worlds. This guy's a breaker of worlds. Let's get this going. I think that would be very, very, very interesting. And there's a reason behind it, because with Bron Breaker being so pissed that he's not in the King of the Ring tournament at all, it builds up, because it could be either Gunther said something in a backstage interview before the match or something like that, but I feel like they're going to build up that, and it's going to be something where Gunther's not like completely dominating, but doing what he does best against Randy and like all the stuff like that. Like maybe gets caught with the RKO, but kicks out, like stuff like that. And then Bron Breaker comes out. It's pretty much like, oh well, fuck you. If I'm not in it, you're not winning it either. Like everyone says you're the best, but no. Like I'm not gonna allow that to happen.
I
So
can
I
definitely
feel like
see that.
I feel like that's kind of the way that it would go, if that was the case.
Yeah,
How Randy gets there is a very interesting story because I don't know exactly how Randy is going to get to the finals against Tama. I think, I think maybe like another DQ thing, but then you're just overdoing the DQ stuff at that point.
Yeah.
well,
Like kind of like a DQ sends a message to be like, "Oh, you don't fuck with us." Like, yeah, congratulations, you made it to the finals, but I like hurt your ribs or like I injured you. Sent a message, bloodline style. Like
Randy
it
Orton
could be something like that.
Randy Orton's been hinting at this this revenge on the bloodline since WrestleMania because that's kind of no, it was not WrestleMania. I'm sorry, it was Backlash. I apologize. But Randy Orton kind of tapped into like '09 Randy Orton last episode of SmackDown. He was foaming at the mouth like as he was speaking, and he cut like a very intimidating promo, and like it felt like old Randy Orton. So I think that Randy Orton's out for blood against the bloodline, no pun intended.
Yeah,
but
that'd be a good one. And then Gunther you think's gonna win, and then Bron Breaker cost him.
I don't hate that prediction at all. That's actually a very in-depth, next level thinking. I'm going to go ahead and give my official prediction here. I do think it's going to be Gunther that wins it because ever since they introduced what like this PLE was going to happen, Gunther was the first one that declared. He's been talking about becoming King of the Ring for the longest amount of time, and I just think that he's so dominant right now. He's pissed off about losing the IC title at WrestleMania, and he's just been on this warpath. And Gunther, I don't know that anybody in the history of the WWE has had more finishers than that man. Because like it's
Well, like 10 finishers.
Literally, it's like when you're playing 2K and you just like have all your finishers stored up. He just picks one. Like he won by submission against Jey Uso with like this weird arm submission, and like Jey Uso didn't even tap out. He just like straight up lost consciousness as Raw went off air. That was pretty cool, by the way. Like I love that finish. That was really cool. But like sometimes he'll win with like the power bomb. He'll win with like the splash off the top rope, an ankle lock sometimes, or like he'll just chop you to death. But I think Gunther he's on like this path right now to where he's unstoppable. You got me thinking about the Bron Breaker interference now though, because that would be his PLE debut. He's on this path of like, hey, like I should be here. This should be my spot anyway. I really, that prediction kind of scares me, but I'm going to go with Gunther here as the King of the Ring winner. Devin, who you got out of these three men?
Same thing, like Elijah, like you got me thinking a little bit, but I don't know. I had to go with Gunther as well.
I mean, if you boys are wrong,
He's
don't come calling back.
He made Sheamus tap. He made Kofi tap, and he put Jay to sleep. He said, night. He gave him his bottle, and it's like, all right, buddy, let's go. Like, he was out him, which I was very shocked. I thought Jay was going to win. I'm not going to lie.
Didn't he beat Sheamus with a Boston Crab, didn't he?
Yeah, dude.
Add that to the list. Like one. That, where did that come from?
Dude.
Where does
and he doesn't
Gunther's character is straight up, he is just a wrestler. That is like,
literally.
That's so cool. Like, it's not like, there's not a character. He's like, no, I'm just a fucking wrestler. I don't care how I win this match.
I'm just here to win matches. I'm
here to win matches, get my championships.
In any way.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
He's won 3 straight matches with 3 submissions.
Different,
2 submissions.
Different submissions, too. I'm like,
different ones. And they look nasty, too. Like, it's like you said, Zach. He put Jay in, like, he has arm up.
Like
and
a one arm.
choked him out. I was like.
Guillotine choke style, something like weird.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, the internet was not happy.
They were like, something.
We want Jay. Like,
all right. So
I think they made the right move.
Yeah.
The
internet would have exploded if Jey Uso won that match.
Oh, dude,
that would have been
great.
so bad. People were pissed that he beat Ilya.
You can't make anyone on it.
Yeah, you can't call him main event Jay and be like, he needs a push, and then push him. And you're like, well, but he beat this guy. He's going to have to beat someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's just
and Gunther's just powerful right now.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
so unstoppable right now. But like I said, Elijah, you got me thinking about if I see Bron Breaker come out, I'm like, I hate my life. I hate my life.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
I'm
gonna turn
telling
off.
you, Gunther's just whooping Randy's ass. And like stands up, is kind of showboating, being like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this. This is a fucking cakewalk," and then just fucking turns around, bam, spear,
What if?
hyped up.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, that
"Oh
would be
my
a good
god!"
one. But
Being like, "You're not better than me. Fuck you," and then just rolls out the ring. Randy RKO 1, 2, 3. King
or
Randy
what if the bloodline interferes?
or the Bloodline interferes.
I mean,
Man,
they're both good.
this-
I mean, it's a heel thing. Oh, you beat us? Well, guess what? You're not winning. We're gonna come out and distract you.
this show could get messy, man. And
Oh, yeah.
with there's no bloodline on a PLE. When's the last time that happened? Like no bloodline members at all, anywhere.
It's been a minute.
And
Since
also,
probably the whole story started, pretty much. If you think
Yeah.
about
There's
it.
always been one match, even if it was like when the
This one.
Usos were together, they were still defending a tag team ship, like something.
before we move on to the rest of the matches, I got a couple things. One, real quick, King of the Ring is one of the very very few things Randy Orton has never done in his career. So
Exactly.
that'd be a good accolade to add to his resume. So that's a bonus point in
He
your
still got it.
direction there, Elijah.
He's
King
still-
Randy.
2, is the King and Queen of the Ring gonna do anything? Like, are they going to
That's-
get a title match? Are they going to like what is this for? Is this just like
They
to
should.
say you did it? Like, because we're not changing gimmicks. If they
the
change
only-
gimmicks,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna be
gosh!
mad.
If Gunther or if Randy comes out like, I am King
King Randy,
King
Go back.
Randy.
get
and
out of
his
here.
song changes. Like, there's certain people like King Booker. It was a
Booker.
fantastic gimmick.
That
Oh my!
that's the only one. That's the only one that it
Yeah.
worked for. Just
Um,
please don't change
yeah.
gimmicks. Like, give him a number one contender at Clash or something. Just
Like,
don't.
the crown's cool.
Yeah, the
You know
crown's
what I
cool.
mean?
Don't get me wrong, but like, I mean, King Corbin. What are we doing? Like,
King
that's not it.
Woods. Oh,
That's not it.
When they did Queen Zelina,
King Woods was okay.
King
It was
Woods was all right.
they did him dirty though. They did him
did.
real dirty. They had Roman take the crown.
Dude, it's so like
Stop on it. You ain't king of shit, boy. I'm like,
just give him a title match. Give Nia Jax we all pick Nia Jax. If Nia Jax wins, like give her a title match. Send her to Bailey, like Bailey versus Nia for the
Yeah.
title, like something, just something. All right, that's enough of King and Queen of the Ring. Let's move on to the title matches that are on this card.
Let's go.
First up, we're going to talk about Becky Lynch, who is the champion, the women's world champion, versus Liv Morgan. This match has had an interesting build because Liv Morgan originally injured Rhea Ripley, which is the reason that she had to vacate the title in the first place. There was then, on the following Monday Night Raw, there was a battle royal for the title. Whoever won the battle royal would end up with the title, and Becky Lynch ended up winning that. So that match kind of continued the theme of like, Liv Morgan is always this close, back-to-back Royal Rumbles. She was the last elimination chamber. She was the last one to be eliminated. The Battle Royal, I can't remember if she was the last, but she was definitely in the bottom, the last three. So like Liv Morgan is just always like this close. And I don't know about you guys, but I love Becky Lynch, right? I had her in my top 10 list last week. I love Becky Lynch, but I can look at it and say her mic work has become very one-dimensional. Like it's not what it used to be, right? So like she comes out here and she tried to get a hat over 2 times, right? You guys like the hat? The hat stays. Like, what are we doing? So the build has not been great, right? I don't love what this build has been.
You got the hat?
Devin, you all right?
you like the hat? You like the hat?
Yeah, what are we doing? Like,
What are you going to talk about there? You like hats? What?
yeah, like, I don't know. Whatever. Like, her mic
You
work.
like hats? I like hats.
Yeah, but her
Hats
mic
go
work.
on your head. Did you know that?
Gee, I wouldn't have
brother.
known. That's crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah, her mic work used to be like top tier in the women's division, and like it's gotten really stale. But I say all that to say this past episode of Monday Night Raw, where Becky Lynch just absolutely went off on Liv Morgan, and she cut a very, very good promo. So
You like hats?
I do.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this hat at you at King and Queen in the ring. It's gonna mess you up.
They call me
You
the
guys are
hat
stupid.
because I'm head and shoulders above everybody.
Listen, I'm trying to
I'm
make
going-
a good point here.
I'm going justice around your neck. And
I'm the
choke
hat of
you
the
out.
industry. I'm the hat of the industry. No cap. No cap.
No cap.
Don't mess
No
with
cap.
me in my hat.
No cap, Becky.
Oh, dude, imagine
my
if Liv Morgan
gosh.
takes that hat. She's like, "Oh, we gonna do this." She starts ripping it, and this Becky starts twitching. Like,
No cap, Becky. No cap.
So-
Becky.
sorry, we're sorry.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, let's get back on track here.
Okay, sorry.
This past episode of Monday Night Raw, Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan were cutting promos against each other, and that segment alone got me hyped for this match because they started going at it a little bit verbally. They got a little physical with each other, and I really like where the story's headed. Eli, I'm going to pass it off to you here. The character of Liv Morgan herself recently, we've seen a major change in the character of Liv Morgan. We've seen her activate her heel ways. She's doing very like conniving type things where Damage Control, Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan were in the ring together talking to each other. Damage Control comes out and surrounds the ring. They go back to back as if they were about to fight, and then Liv Morgan just dips. And she's like, not my problem. Sorry about it. Like,
It's not.
it's not my problem. So this new character, Eli, is it landing with you? Do you enjoy this heel Liv Morgan run? And I know that you have a little theory that you would like to dive into when it comes to Liv Morgan and her heel tactics recently.
Yeah, that is true. I really do like the Liv Morgan character and what she's becoming. Like the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. Started off kind of slow, didn't understand it, but now I get where they're coming from. And with the theory, I think she's joining the Judgment Day. Like with Rhea being hurt and everything. Kind of, Liv said she was going to take everything away from her, and she is taking everything away from her. She's taking her wrestling. She's taking her faction from her man, her bandana. It's going crazy, bro. No, but it realistically, there have been a lot of things like multiple Raws. We have seen Liv Morgan. Like there was a photo shoot where she had you see a little sliver of that purple bandana in her pocket. Then in multiple Raws, there have been her coming out of the dressing room with Dom, her coming out of an SUV with Finn, and just like weird and then that weird interaction with Liv and Dom, just like right after she got hurt and everything. So I have a feeling that she kind of manipulated her way into the Judgment Day, and that should be revealed soon.
I very much agree with this theory. The promo where she said, "I'm going to take everything that's important to you," like that sticks out in my head, like you mentioned. As far as like her joining the Judgment Day, do you think she's going to join the Judgment Day, or do you think that she's like going within and kind of like breaking apart the Judgment Day? Because like there's different layers to this whole Judgment Day story, because you got to think about like Damian Priest. He's been very like anti-Judgment Day, kind of in a weird way. Like he is refusing their help. He gets pissed off anytime that they come out and interfere with his match. Like plus before the JD McDonough and Finn Balor tag team match last night, Finn Balor kind of looked at Damian Priest. He's like, "Hey man, like really wish this was me and you going out here, but I understand like you got bigger things going on." So I don't necessarily know that she's going to join Judgment Day, but I do think that she's causing fractures within the group. And also, like, I think Rhea Ripley's going to come back as like the biggest face in the company. because if you think about that Australia show, Elimination Chamber, like they couldn't help but cheer for her. And she's just super, super over. So I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back as a face and the Judgment Day ends up, in storyline because of the Liv Morgan, whole thing. I could see them disbanding here pretty soon. Devin, do you have anything to add to that conversation? And also, go ahead and give us your official pick for this match. And you can lead off this conversation.
Well, she literally says she's gonna take everything away from it. See, I think of her character as the main character from, well, not main character, but one of the girls from Mean Girls. Like, hey,
it's true.
She's a mean bitch. I mean, think about it. Like, she does not care about anyone else but herself, and she causes all this drama. And like, think about it. Like when she was in the ring with Becky, she's acting like, "Oh, we're gonna do this together. We're gonna go against damage control." Please, not my problem. That was the girl from Mean Girls. I don't remember the name. I don't watch that movie every day.
Right.
Maybe, but no, like it's what Elijah said. It took a while because you're trying to get used to it, and I like how they slowly came with their become the heel, because I didn't know when she became heel. Like, is she heel, or you can tell she's definitely heel. And
Definitely.
I think and I like what they're doing with her, because she's still technically herself, her gimmick, just in heel fashion, instead of her becoming a heel and like changing everything up, changing the music, changing her moves and all that. Like, she's still her, but just in heel form. To give my answer, I think it's time for Liv to finally win.
Of course you pick her. Of course. Why'd you pick her, Dev? Interesting. Very interesting.
Guys, stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, listen.
It's interesting. That's all I said.
Big Liv Morgan guy.
Oh my gosh.
You're not here for no Cap Becky?
No Cap Becky. No, I mean, she might win with that chokehold with that hat. Like I said, she takes it off, starts choking her. Like, you just hear her tap. That damn hat, man. That damn hat. Like,
y'all like hats?
I just think that what's up?
Eli, go ahead and what's your official on the record prediction for this match as well?
I'm also gonna pick Liv Morgan.
Yeah, you trying to talk all this shit.
No, I just think it's time, because it also builds into the story, like the Judgment Day story, because it's like, oh, what if she gets help? Like, she manipulates them to be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna get some help from them, and then they help her win the title, and then she slowly kind of throws around, pretty much helps break up the Judgment Day. Because then when Rhea comes back, there's something to come back to, because it's like, oh, I stole your man with Dom. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. It's just kind of funny. But really funny to be like, oh yeah, like you love the Judgment Day at your family. They're not even family. They're beefing right now, actually, for a matter of fact. So they're not staying together. And then I also have your title. This title that you lost because I injured you. Yep, that's mine now too. Just the story with it, it would make sense. It would be the right time. It'd be a very short reign for Becky, but I think you definitely need to pull the trigger now with it. It has to be she wins at King and Queen of the Ring and takes that title and starts the breakup of the Judgment Day. Like, she could join and be like, yeah, I'm joining. Yeah. Like, just kind of play along. So I think she'll become a member, but her entire motivation is just her trying to break everything up to be like, oh yeah, revenge tour. You don't have anything to come home to, Rhea. You suck. And then that's going to be the feud of the year. So,
I agree. I think it's going to be a clean sweep for this match, guys. I'm also going Liv Morgan. The timeline on it kind of adds up too, because whenever Rhea had to vacate the title, she said that she was going to be missing a few months. That puts us right back for a good build right at the SummerSlam mark. So I think that people want to Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, so it'd be worthy of a SummerSlam, Big Four title spot. So I think I'm going to go Liv Morgan here, and just to kind of add to our point of picking Liv Morgan, wasn't Becky Lynch supposed to take some time off after WrestleMania? Because
Yeah. She was
Yeah.
correct
supposed
me if
to
I'm wrong.
and talk about her contract and everything.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she still has not signed her WWE extension, like her contract, to
Yeah.
bring real life into it and kind of, hammer home the point. But I'm pretty sure Becky Lynch was supposed to take some time off immediately following WrestleMania, and losing Rhea Ripley, like that's a big star. That's a lot of star power that they lost. So
They
had to throw
needed
the
Becky
title.
to come back, which
Yeah.
sucks for Becky. You know what I mean? But I think it's just to get that the title to live. But because if she would have won the Battle Royal, now think about it, it wouldn't be anything special. Why not beat someone like a big star like Becky to say, yeah, I did this and I beat one of the best wrestlers in our industry. So
yeah, for sure.
Sorry,
All right.
no Cap Beck.
Yeah, sorry, no cap, no championship.
Cap. Yeah, no, no cap, no championship, no swag.
Moving on
One
to
book.
the next match. It is for the Intercontinental Championship. We have champion Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. Where has Bronson Reed been for the build to this match?
He has had a newborn, brother.
Sure. Yeah, I guess real life situations. I don't know, because I've seen Sami Zayn. The promo that he cut this most recent episode of Monday Night Raw. He's so good. I don't know any wrestler that gets as much emotion out of me as a viewer more than Sami Zayn does. Sami Zayn, when he puts passion and all into his promos, it makes me feel more than any other wrestler cutting a promo. So he alone can build a match, but that's not the scenario here. That's not the case. We also have Chad Gable, who has been on a generational run as a heel. I love this version of Chad Gable. I was very skeptical during the turn because I love Chad Gable as a face. I just love Chad Gable in general. So I was very hesitant to jump on board with the heel Chad Gable run. But man, when he's going out there and he's picking apart Tozawa and he's picking apart Maxine Dupree and even Otis is catching some strays. And Chad Gable as a heel, man, I did not know what I was missing. This man is generational as a heel. And I love that man so much. And I'm excited to see him kind of, do his thing here and continue this heel run. And also on Monday Night Raw, he and Sami Zayn had a one-on-one match where Chad Gable actually won. The champion took a pin, which it's not really something that happens this era of WWE. Champion doesn't usually take pins, right? So that was actually really surprising. Devin, why don't you go ahead and give us your pick here? And how do you feel about this heel run from Chad Gable and Bronson Reed? His absence, really, he hasn't really been on screen. I think he had a vignette, but other than that, nothing really going for the whole Bronson Reed thing. So kind of attack that angle as well. Where's he been?
So we'll start with Bronson Reed, of course. So yeah, that's been kind of tough because he's in the triple threat match. You should see some storyline with him. And so it's kind of hard to keep up with him because you're just thinking, oh, let's just be Sami and Chad because that's how it got started. He just kind of got through in there and everything. I thought when you had that backstage interaction with Adam Pearce, I thought, oh man, we're gonna get something out of this. But then it started dying down. So I like Bronson Reed. A lot of people don't for some reason. For a big guy like him, he's very athletic. I just don't know why he's not getting any love from the fans. But I don't know. I hope I don't think he's gonna win the match. I think everyone has that kind of feel he's not gonna win. But I hope that he does get the belt one day. I really do. Chad Gable is a dick. Okay, he's a fucking dick. Yo, bro. Which is good though. Which is so good. I love this heel turn. I love his character work, man. Oh my gosh, he's yelling at his own people. What are you doing? You're supposed to attack him. And then my favorite part, he goes, "Guess what? You're out."
Yeah, he was the referee. It's so funny.
Oh gosh! And then just as him and Otis had this like long friendship they had for the last couple of years, so it's like he's expecting Otis to turn heel, but you could tell in his eyes he just doesn't want to, but like he doesn't want to disappoint Chad, which is it's great storytelling, and that's what makes this pick kind of hard because I want to pick Sami, I want to pick Chad, but it can go either way. So I'm gonna have to go with Sami here. Yeah, it's like the last time with the whole Randy Orton KO prediction. But I have to go with my gut feeling that Sami is gonna win, but thanks to Otis, he's gonna turn his back on Chad, and that's gonna be his answer that he's not gonna deal with this crap anymore. I just don't see Sami losing it yet, and I don't know. Sami is just he just had the belt. He got it back in WrestleMania, and he's been doing really, really well with it. I mean, of course, everyone has that like assumption like, oh, he needs to do well because Gunther did this. Like just let him cook. Let him have a little bit longer reign. One day, Chad will get his revenge, but not this Saturday.
Eli, where are you going with this one?
It's tough. Like, I agree with Devin where I'm like, Bronson Reed should win it one day, just not this week.
Imagine if he did. Oh my!
I would be shocked. I know it's kind of like a little spoiler of like who I'm picking because it's not Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
but I would be genuinely surprised. Like, I mean, I can see it kind of making sense because it'd be like Sami and Chad are so focused on one another, and then just Bronson steals one. That'd be interesting, but I don't think that should happen. I do think I go back and forth with the Chad Gable Otis situation because I definitely think that me personally, I want Otis to stay and become heel again with Chad. Because I was like super excited when he did help Chad, even though you could tell he was like resentful.
yeah.
I think Chad's gonna get in his head and manipulate him to be like, see, when you listen to me, we win. When you don't listen to me, you do the stupid fucking worm and lose. So, or the caterpillar. Like, I feel like Chad's gonna be a dick, obviously, but he's gonna bring up a whole bunch of like, oh well, you got a point. Like that's valid, actually.
You got a point.
So when
man.
I was doing the fun dancing caterpillar stuff, we've lost consistently. But as soon as I come in and clothesline the shit out of Sami Zayn, we win. So I think he's gonna get in his head and have Otis stay with him. As for who I think would win, I think Otis was definitely gonna get involved, but it may throw in a little bit more tension with it. I think Sami's gonna win. I think Otis is gonna try to help, accidentally cost Chad Gable. Like it's gonna be like he's like, all right, I'm gonna do the heel thing. Fucking like swings, misses, accidentally hits Chad, and then like it's thrown out or taken out by Bronson or something. Or him and Bronson take each other out. And then, Sami. It's not time for Sami to lose the title just yet. He still has a lot more to do. I think
tough, though.
Chad will win it eventually, but I don't think his character needs to build some more because he just turned heel recently. Like it'd be very surprising to turn heel and immediately become a champion, especially after Sami just won it at WrestleMania. Like I know. Excuse me. We said that same thing with Liv Morgan and everything, but that story had made a lot more sense. Chad still has a little bit more chasing. He still has some potential members to gain with Alpha Academy. Also, a little side note: I love that the fans are chanting "You suck" now to Chad's music.
Oh,
that was amazing.
Yeah.
And that crowd, I don't know where they were last night. I wasn't paying that much attention, but the fact that crowd hopped on and like in sync, they figured out when to squeeze it in. That was perfect. I love everything about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they have a lot more to build with it. So I think Sami's going to retain, but once Chad Gable gets a few more members, a few more people under his learning tree, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Boo. That guy sucks. Anyway, please retire.
Oh, you're... yeah, no, I definitely think once Chad gets more people underneath his tutelage, he'll win it. But as of right now, I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think Otis is going to stay with him and turn heel because he's going to get manipulated by Chad.
So I'm actually going to go with Chad Gable here. You got to remember, in a triple threat, by the way, you guys keep saying Otis is going to get involved. There's no disqualification in triple threat matches, for those of you that may not know. So any interference is good and legal. So that actually, I think this might be the Bron Breaker debut here, PLE debut. I think that'll immediately interject him into the Intercontinental Championship title picture, where, frankly, I believe he belongs. Bron Breaker deserves championships, and he's just an incredible worker. But this isn't about Bron Breaker, so I'm going to go with Chad Gable. I think that his character could use more development, for sure. I'm not denying that at all. But I think that a heel Chad Gable walking around with the title would just add layers to this. And he could pull like a whole, like, I'm champion, you're not worthy to be in my group. Let me introduce these Creed brothers here. Like, these are who actually belong with
buddy.
me. So maybe I'm just manifesting this. Maybe I just want this to happen really bad. But no, I am going to go Chad Gable here. Plus, he also, how many times can you lose in a championship match and continue to get rematches? You know, he lost to Gunther. I'm pretty sure he lost to Gunther twice when he was the Intercontinental Champion. Sorry. And after that feud, he fell not only out of the title picture, he wasn't on TV for like a month after that. So personally, I think that Chad Gable has paid his dues. He's gone through like 5 different gimmicks to get here, but I think that it's time to pull the trigger on this Chad Gable thing and put the title on him. Let him develop his character with some hardware to give him some more credibility, and eventually get rid of the current Alpha Academy. Sorry, I just thought of a tweet that I got to share with you guys. Get some more credibility with a championship around his waist, and let him develop that character that way. So my official pick is Chad Gable. This tweet from at Max is Potential. Okay, I don't know who this guy is. I don't follow him, but I saw this tweet. It says, "Why doesn't Otis, the largest Alpha Academy member, simply eat the smaller one?" It just, I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
Oh my gosh.
That tweet had me dying. I saw that earlier today. Whatever. That was great.
Awesome. My gosh.
Let me get back to my notes here. So my official pick is going to be Chad Gable. I think it's time. I think that he's lost enough title matches. If he were to lose again, I don't see when he enters back into this title picture. Plus, I think you can tell a much better story with the championship. So my official pick is Chad Gable. We are going to be moving on. This is the last match. Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. For the WWE Undisputed Championship. This was originally advertised as a champion versus champion match, but Logan Paul, on the most recent episode of SmackDown, comes out to the ring with his own attorney, rips the contract that is handed to him from Nick Aldis, presents his own contract, stating that only Cody's championship would be on the line. One, that's a great move because we don't want double champions anymore as fans. Double champions, not fun. We just split the tag titles, which is what everybody was asking for. So the fact that this is not for both championships, I personally am very thankful for. Also, 2, Logan Paul is such a good heel. This man is just he's so diabolical, and he's so smart. And the way that he presented it was like, oh, what? You're not man enough to sign this contract? Like, what are you're not man enough? I thought you were a champion. I thought you would take on all comers in any scenario. So the way that this is presented was genius by the WWE. And I think that like upper management within the WWE knows that us fans don't want double champions. So this was an excellent like long play to get us going, to get us all riled up and be like, oh, we don't want this, and then they just pull the swerve real quick. So that the way that they did that was great. Another reason that I'm really interested in this match is because, well, there's a good side and a bad side. The bad side is we kind of know what the outcome's going to be. My official pick is going to be Cody Rhodes, by the way. I'm just going to get that out of the way now. Yeah, believe it or not.
I am shocked.
I'm appalled.
Like,
what? The bad side of this is WWE has kind of, with their booking, boxed themselves into a corner, right? They backed themselves into a corner where they've hinted at this Cody Rhodes versus Rock feud so much that has to happen, right? Like, that's going to happen. We don't know when, but it's going to happen. So until The Rock comes back, nobody that Cody goes against is going to be a credible contender, in my opinion. So I'm sure, like we said at Backlash, they're going to have a great match. They're going to make us believe that there's actually a potential that Logan Paul walks away with the championship. So that's the bad side, right? But the good side of this is I think that this is the perfect feud for Cody Rhodes right now, because Logan Paul is so like cocky and just like dumb in a way that he's the first opponent Cody Rhodes has had that has not mentioned Dusty Rhodes, right? Logan Paul is like, I don't even know who your dad is. I just want your championship. So like, it's nice. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air from the typical like AJ Styles. Like, hey, I respect your father. I respect you. This is why we're having this match. Whereas Logan Paul is just like, hey, I don't care. Like, who's your dad? Dusty who? Like, I just want your title. So, like, it's a nice change of pace when it comes to Cody Rhodes feuds. So, I am enjoying that. Also, I'm going to pass it off here soon. I just have one more point. Logan Paul, the fact that he's in his second world title match and he's had less than 15 matches under his belt, like, Logan Paul is such a stud. And I know that he obviously, like, not a great guy in real life or whatever. Like, to each his own. Some people hate him. I get it. I understand why. But as far as being a WWE superstar, this man is undeniable. It's his second world title match, and he's had less than 50 matches in his career. Like, this guy's great. And remember the match against Roman? Like, that was one of Roman's best title defenses that whole reign. So the fact that Logan Paul is here just shows you how much he genuinely like cares about this business and wants to be a professional wrestler. And he's not just here for the money. Like, obviously WWE knows that. They put the title on him. They understand that. But I love Logan Paul. He's one of my favorite wrestlers right now in all of WWE. So with all that being said, again, my official pick is Cody Rhodes. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Eli.
You guys might be surprised here, but I'm picking Cody Rhodes.
Wow.
Wait, what? What are you two doing?
I have to go with the underdog.
Oh my gosh. No.
No, it'd be absolutely stupid if it's like, finish the story, Cody, and then you lose it next month.
To Logan Paul.
I know. To Logan fucking Paul. Like, come on.
I just glazed Logan Paul real hard. I get it. But
just
like,
a little bit. Just a little
come on. He's not beating Cody Rhodes 2 months after he finishes the story.
Yeah, he's not. It's like, you won the story, now fuck you. I do think they're going to make something interesting, though, since he brought out his own attorney and like did all the stuff where it's like, oh, it's only for your championship. I feel like he's gonna come out and be like, oh yeah, by the way, that contract you signed, like, it's no DQ for just me, or something crazy like that.
Because he didn't read it. He just kind of he just grabbed the pen and like angrily like signed it. So
yeah, he got like pretty much like fooled into it, being like, "Oh yeah, you're not man enough to sign the contract. Oh, I'm not man enough to sign. Give me the pin. Boom.
Yeah,
See,
right.
I signed the contract. Who's not a man now?" And I feel like it's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want actually, and you can't do nothing." And championship match, ding ding ding, ring the bell.
Right.
Like, it's going to be a whole bunch of like shenanigans with that, just because that would fit Logan's character well. But Cody's going to overcome it because it's Cody fucking Rhodes. Yeah, I don't have much more to say besides
Cody
like, yeah, Cody
Raheem Rhodes. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Cody Raheem. my
Not me,
favorite black
internet.
champion.
It's the internet.
My favorite African American champion, right there, Cody Rhodes.
I'm out of this conversation.
No, no, it's gonna be Cody though. I do think they're gonna make it interesting though, with like kind of throwing one more curveball at us with the whole like something special in the contract that Cody never looked over. But yeah, it's Cody at the end of the day.
Devin, what are you thinking here? Clean sweep, right?
Oh, clean sweep. I think I think I said in the last PLE predictions, they're just like they're getting us good matches.
Yeah.
We are so used to not seeing the champion having a match in PLEs, even like the smaller PLEs. So the fact that we're getting Cody back-to-back PLE matches, like, and also I think it's a great matchup with Logan. Logan has definitely like grown on me as a wrestler, as a person. That's tough. It's pretty tough, man. Especially, I don't know if y'all heard with this ongoing thing with his old coworker / friend. But that's all
George?
another story. What's up? Yeah, George.
Is it
Danko.
George? Okay.
Yeah, like that's a whole mess right there.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But like, he's a great wrestler. He just like, I think he deserves to get a match. Like we all know he's not winning. If he were to come out on Saturday with 2 belts, I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? I thought we were cooking Triple H. I thought we were cooking.
Crazy.
Well, I was honestly worried because I thought it was going to be like all the gold on the line. Like that's what they were kind of leaning towards at 1st, and I was like, oh my god,
that was kind of scary. I was like, oh no,
because that would mean Cody would come out like have the cool visual of like, yeah, I'm holding the United States and the World Championship or WWE Championship, yada yada yada. He has to lose one of them. So that means you're going to have Cody Rhodes take a pin eventually.
As your
to
world
lose
champion.
as a world champion to lose the United States Championship. Either that or he relinquishes it and then it makes it look like a fucking like stupid title. Like, yeah, I don't want to defend both of them, so here you go. Like, that'd be kind of a funny heel move, but Cody's not a heel. So
right.
Even if he was a heel, I'd be like, nah, they shouldn't do that. Just let him be world champion.
No, for sure. All right, so we all three got Cody Rhodes coming out on top on that one. As we always do with our PLE prediction episodes, we're going to make a prediction on what we think will be the match of the night. I'll start off here. I believe that whoever comes out of the men's King of the Ring, whether it be Randy Orton or Tama Tonga, I think that Gunther and whoever comes out of the SmackDown side is going to be a fantastic match. I'm really, really hoping it's Randy Orton. Like I said, whenever we made our predictions, it's kind of a dream match of mine. Like one that I didn't realize that it could happen until like last round, where I was like, oh, I see where they're kind of heading here. So like, if we can get Gunther versus Randy Orton, I would be elated, and I think that match would be so good. Mm-hmm. Eli, what are you thinking is going to be the match of the night?
I think that IC title triple threat is going to be the match of the night. It's just you got Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, and Bronson Reed, like all three amazing workers. Give them 20 minutes and just let them cook. It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Devin, where's your head on this one?
Give me Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul, baby, the main event. Guess what, boys? Last time I predicted that AJ and Cody are going to get 5 stars. We're going for back-to-back, baby. Dave Meltzer, let's go.
Dave Meltzer, hell will freeze over if Dave Meltzer gives Logan Paul a 5-star rating.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not saying it wouldn't be 5-star worthy. I'm not saying it's
Dave.
not 5-star worthy. It probably is, but if Dave Meltzer,
gives
a 5-star rating for that,
I know.
I quit the podcast. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, we all always
don't say that. We just started.
like,
Yeah,
screw
never
the
mind, I retract my
ratings.
statement.
Like we always say screw the ratings, but like we then like have this like weird like thing like
We
they
always
deserve
gotta
5
check.
stars.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting
Yeah,
to hear someone else's opinion on things
Mhm.
because
yeah,
even
for
like
sure.
for anyone listening, if you want to ever like tweet us, leave a comment, and like give your opinions on any wrestling thing, we will definitely
Mm-hmm.
listen to you, hear it
Yeah.
out, might even
Absolutely.
get a shout out on the podcast if we agree with it or disagree with it.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
add
Well,
us.
with all that being said, speaking of socials, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, everywhere. Find us. Tag me in pod. Tag me in pod.
TikTok.
TikTok. Thank you. That's the one. Please subscribe on the YouTube. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Tell your friends about us. Tell your family members. Tell an enemy. If you don't enjoy the show at all, tell an enemy. Have them subscribe.
We will organize any fight possible if you.
Ooh.
Yeah, we
Just
will.
let us
Yeah,
Ooh.
I have Triple H on speed dial. I'll get you guys hooked up.
Come on, Tony Khan, bro.
Thank you. Thank you so much to all of our listeners, to all of our OG listeners, everybody out there, any new listeners. Thank you guys so much. Please make sure you subscribe on the YouTube. Let us know how you feel about us. What are your predictions for this upcoming show? Leave it in the comments. And as Elijah said, you might even get a shout out on the pod. With that being said, episode 9 is complete. Thank you very much for listening. And don't forget to tag me in.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.